want to welcome each and every single one of you back to the longest running New York Giants football channel here on YouTube. Welcome back, baby. Focus the fuck up now. Focus up. Now, I know there's a lot of geeks out there that's been talking about the NFL draft since November when they quit on all their teams. But now it's really draft season. We are now balls deep in April, and we can really talk about this draft like a true 60-minute man. Not like some geek, not like some booger eater. There's a lot of content creators out there who stream these little NBA games, who stream all this crap where they just regurgitate what the Twitter fucking beat writers do. None of them create anything. They don't create anything. They just talk on a fucking sofa like Oprah Winfrey. They got no talent like Oprah. They're just talking. They're not out here talking about, teaching about 60 minutes. They're not out here talking about good for business, bad for business. They're not out here talking about Pro Bowler. That's because we're a creator. It's called talent. And the fact that so many people give super chats to people who have no talent makes me sick. But let's get on to this video because I feel like I've got the Giants draft plans. Oh, I got them right here on the tip of my tongue, and I want to share each and every one of you my thoughts. You know, there's been a lot that's happened over the last couple months. A couple months ago, I said that I felt like the Giants were going to take Kyle Pitts, right? Felt like that was an option. Pairing Kyle Pitts with Evan Ingram sounded like a great idea. Obviously, thinking we're going to get a receiver, all the things, and a lot has happened, right? This is why we don't talk about the draft in fucking November, because there's so many things that happen between then and now that you can really start to understand what's actually going to happen. I'm a student of the New York Football Giants. I'm a student of them. I love this team. And I've tried to become a student of Dave Gettleman, understanding his philosophies, understanding his roster building, right? And a lot of you geeks out there, like the Mike Too Nices of the world, think that what's going on right now has everything to do with Joe Judge. But you're so fucking stupid! Because Dave Gettleman is doing what the New York Giants have done for years. I mean, the philosophy that we're attacking this year is the same shit we did in 07, 08. Judge wasn't even a part of that. Dave Gettleman was. The blueprint is literally there for you to see. But everybody wants to be a geek. So, let's talk about this draft. Or where I think we stand. A lot of people have been talking about Parsons. A lot of people think it's Parsons. I don't think that's going to happen. And if Parsons gets drafted at 11 by the Giants, I missed it. Completely missed it. I can still change my mind to it. And I'm not married to anything that I'm about to say. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think Parsons is a really reality. I do not think that it's a reality for the Giants to select an edge rusher at 11. I don't see it happening. And if they do, more than likely all the geeks of the world will hold Dave Gettleman accountable because more than likely they will have picked a guy who shouldn't have went at 11. The same crap that they've tried to do for years with Daniel Jones. When it's clear as day, Daniel Jones has been one of the best players on this team since he got here. And it's ridiculous that anybody thinks otherwise. It's just, I don't even want to get deep into that because we're talking about the draft. So, I think the Giants have 4 options. I think you continue, if Sewell's there, kid from Oregon, if he's there, the Giants would be hard-pressed to pass up on him. It's an opportunity to build upon the offensive line and give Daniel Jones even more opportunities to make big plays. You've got your number one receiver with Kenny Golladay. You've got other weapons. You've got Saquon. And if you build upon the offensive line, it may only make that better. Devontae Smith is another option, I think. I think Devontae Smith will be the receiver that will be there. I think the other two, Waddle and Chase, potentially may be gone. And I think Devontae Smith, if he's there, the Giants will be hard-pressed to pass up on him. Now, you have Kenny Golladay. You have Shepard, right? You've got Ingram at times. Like, you got Slayton. Do you really need Devontae Smith? No, but you can build upon that with the, like, if we have to go into this season with the offensive line that we have, I think we can get this done. I do. So, and I think we're definitely going to address the offensive line in round 2, 3, or where, later in the draft. So it's not hard. We're not hard pressed to have to get one in the first round. But the fact is, if a guy like Devontae Smith, best player available, is there, you have to consider that option. I think the Giants are definitely going to consider that. The option that I'm leaning towards, or the one that I want to present out there, or the one that makes me fucking just giggly thinking about it, is this. If Kyle Pitts is there, you have to take him at 11. You have to. And I honestly don't think he will be, but if he is there, you have to take Kyle Pitts. You have to. You have to. And so a lot of you might say, well, Pizzle, we just got Rudolph. We have Evan Ingram, Pro Bowler. Wink. What do we do? Why would we take Kyle Pitts? Let's go over this. You take Kyle Pitts at 11. Dave Gettleman does exactly what he did to get DeAndre Baker. He trades back into the first round. But when he does this, and you got to understand that we don't have a whole lot of roster building to do here. Not a whole lot. We just need a couple pieces to finish up on what we've already done this offseason. You draft Kyle Pitts. You get later in the draft. Now it's time for that edge rusher. Now it's appropriate to draft them at a certain point later in the first round. Dave trades back into the first round, just like he did for DeAndre Baker, right? Just like he did for DeAndre. He's shown a history of this. But in the package deal, he includes Evan Ingram and trades him to a team who thinks they're getting a fucking Pro Bowler, trades him to a team who's late in the first round, who could really use what they think is a Pro Bowler tight end. Then we get our edge rusher. Then then you leave day one with Kyle Pitts, a potential great tight end in the National Football League, and then you leave with an edge rusher. Doesn't even matter who. Whoever Dave wants. If Dave makes that happen, we're going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Nuts. So, the other possibility, the last one, and probably the most boring, is the Giants trade out of the 11th pick, and we go back later into the draft, and then we get our edge rusher. So, I just don't see, a lot of people have been talking about the other possibilities. I don't see them happening. Those are the 4 possibilities that I see at this very moment that the Giants could do. I'll repeat this. So, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, or trade back, get an edge rusher. So, that's where Pizzle stands at the moment. I told you my favorite one, which includes Kyle Pitts, but obviously that's going to take some working by Dave Big Nuts Gettleman. So, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm still the fucking champ, if you haven't seen yet. And there's nothing that Mark Holmes or that geek Philly 500, which by the way, let's talk about that before Pizzle bounces, right, and gets on to the next 60-minute session. Let's talk about that. The Eagles, that trash organization, we sat there that night with Philly 500, right? Rooted our ass off for the Philadelphia Eagles to win a ball game, to have some pride, to have some respect for themselves. And they laid down like dead dogs and let the Washington football team win the NFC East. And they're all geeking out about it. Yeah, we got a better draft pick. Yeah, we got a better draft pick. Only to fucking trade back farther than they would have been if they would have won the fucking game. How stupid It's that organization.